And what is a filibuster and why does it matter? Imagine you're trying to pass a law. You have 55 votes in the Senate, a clear majority, but somehow you still can't pass it. Why? Because of a rule that's not even in the Constitution, a rule that lets the minority block the majority, a rule that's been used to stop civil rights legislation, healthcare reform, and pretty much everything else. It's called the filibuster, and it's one of the most powerful and controversial rules in American politics. Let's break it down. At its core, a filibuster is simple. It's when senators talk and talk and talk to delay or prevent a vote on a bill. The Senate has a rule: unlimited debate. Any senator can speak for as long as they want about anything they want. And as long as someone is speaking, the Senate can't vote. In theory, a senator could talk forever, preventing a vote from ever happening. The bill just sits there in limbo while one person talks. To end a filibuster, you need 60 senators to vote for cloture, which means closure of debate. Not 51 votes, not a simple majority. 60 out of 100. This means the minority party, even if they only have 41 senators, they can block almost anything. You can have 59 votes for a bill, and it still fails. The House doesn't have this rule. They have strict time limits on debate. A simple majority passes bills. But the Senate? The Senate is different. Here's the weird part. The filibuster was created by accident. In 1806, Vice President Aaron Burr, yes, the guy who killed Alexander Hamilton, suggested the Senate clean up its rulebook. He said they didn't need a rule allowing them to end debate with a simple majority vote. It seemed redundant. So they removed it. No big deal, right? Except they didn't realize what they'd done. They'd accidentally created unlimited debate. For 30 years, nobody noticed. Then, in 1837, a group of senators talked for weeks to block a bill. People started calling it a filibuster, from a Dutch word meaning pirate or freebooter. By 1917, filibusters were blocking President Wilson's agenda during World War I. The public was outraged. So the Senate created cloture, a way to end debate with a two-thirds vote, 67 senators. In 1975, they lowered it to 60 votes. That's where we are today. So to be clear, the Founding Fathers didn't create the filibuster. It's not in the Constitution. It was an accident that became a tradition that became a rule. The filibuster has been used for good and for evil. Let's look at some famous examples. 1957, Strom Thurmond. 24 hours, 18 minutes. Senator Strom Thurmond holds the record. He talked for over 24 hours straight trying to block the Civil Rights Act of 1957. He read the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, Washington's farewell address, and even recipes. He prepared by taking a steam bath to dehydrate himself, so he wouldn't need bathroom breaks. He had malted milk tablets to keep his energy up. The bill passed anyway, but he made his point. 1960s, civil rights legislation. Southern Democrats repeatedly filibustered civil rights bills. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 faced a 60-day filibuster. It only passed when the Senate finally got 67 votes for cloture, the first time cloture was ever used to break a civil rights filibuster. The Hollywood version. The 1939 film Mr. Smith Goes to Washington romanticized the filibuster, showing Jimmy Stewart's character using it to fight corruption. This created a public image of the filibuster as a tool for the little guy. 2013, Rand Paul, 13 hours. Senator Rand Paul filibustered for 13 hours to protest drone policy. He actually stood and talked the whole time, a talking filibuster. This got huge media attention and public support. 2013, Ted Cruz, 21 hours. Senator Ted Cruz talked for 21 hours trying to defund Obamacare. He read Green Eggs and Ham to his kids watching at home. It didn't work. The bill passed anyway. Here's the thing. Modern filibusters don't work like those famous examples. Senators don't actually have to stand and talk anymore. Today, a senator just has to threaten to filibuster. They call the majority leader and say, "I object." That's it. No standing for hours, no reading recipes, just a phone call. And suddenly, the bill needs 60 votes instead of 51. The filibuster has become automatic. This has led to an explosion in filibusters. 1950s to 1960s, about one per year. 1970s to 1980s, about 20 per year. 2000s to 2010s, over 100 per year. 2020s, Filibuster threatened on almost everything. Essentially, the Senate now requires 60 votes for almost any legislation. The 51-vote majority is nearly meaningless. There are exceptions. Budget reconciliation bills can pass with 51 votes, but only for budget-related items. Judicial and cabinet nominations changed to 51 votes in 2013, Democrats, and 2017, Republicans. Some trade agreements. Fast-track authority allows 51 votes. Both parties use the filibuster when they're in the minority, then complain about it when they're in the majority. It's predictable and hypocritical. So, should we keep the filibuster? It's one of the biggest debates in politics right now. Arguments for keeping it. 1. Protects the minority. Without it, a slim majority could ram through extreme legislation. The filibuster forces compromise and bipartisanship. 2. Slows down rash decisions. The Senate is supposed to be the cooling saucer. The filibuster ensures careful deliberation. 3. Prevents wild swings. Without it, every time power changes, the new majority would undo everything the previous majority did. Policy would swing wildly every few years. 4. Tradition and stability. It's been part of Senate tradition for over 180 years. Removing it would fundamentally change the institution. Arguments for eliminating it? 1. It's undemocratic. Why should 41 senators representing a minority of Americans be able to block what 59 senators want? 2. It's not in the Constitution. The founders never intended it. It was an accident. The Senate can change it with a simple majority vote. 3. It's been abused. It was used to block civil rights for decades. Now it's used to block almost everything. It's causing gridlock, not encouraging compromise. 4. The minority is already protected. Small states are overrepresented in the Senate. Wyoming has the same power as California. The minority doesn't need additional protection. 5. Other democracies don't have it. No other major democracy requires a supermajority for regular legislation. They function fine without it. So that's the filibuster, an accidental rule that's become one of the most powerful tools in politics. It can protect minority rights or enable minority rule. It can encourage compromise or guarantee gridlock. Right now, it means almost nothing can pass the Senate without 60 votes. In our polarized era, that's a nearly impossible threshold. Should we keep it? Reform it? Eliminate it? That depends on whether you think protecting the minority is worth the gridlock it creates. Now you understand what it is and why it matters. Next week, we're diving into lobbying. How much influence do special interests really have? Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. I will see you in the next one.